They had waited 3 years for this moment. 3 years of skipped dinners out, of canceled weekend trips, of watching their savings account slowly climb toward a number that felt, for a long time, impossibly far away. $12,000. A luxury cruise cabin. 7 nights on the ocean with nothing between them and the horizon. They had earned this. They had planned for this. And on the morning they finally boarded that ship, standing at the entrance to the deck that held their cabin, they felt something that very few vacations can produce. The rare, electric certainty that life, right now, was exactly what it was supposed to be. Then they opened the door. Neither of them spoke. They stood in the doorway of a $12,000 luxury suite and understood, in the space of a breath, that something had gone profoundly wrong. It wasn't anger. Not yet. It wasn't grief. It was closer to the feeling of reaching for something in the dark and finding empty space where you were certain something solid would be. This video is not about one couple's bad vacation. It's about a system, a deliberate, legally protected, financially engineered system that the cruise industry has spent decades perfecting. A system designed to take your most carefully saved money, your most anticipated trip, and extract every dollar of value before you even realize what's happening. And the luxury tier, the category where passengers feel most protected because they paid the most, is where this system does its quietest, most profitable work. The cabin they had booked was listed as a luxury ocean view suite. The photos on the cruise line's website were stunning. Floor-to-ceiling windows framing an endless stretch of open water. A king bed dressed in layered white linen, positioned to face the view. A private balcony with 2 wide chairs angled toward the sea. A marble bathroom with a deep soaking tub and separate rainfall shower. A living area with curved cushioned seating and warm ambient lighting. They had looked at those photos so many times they had memorized them. They had shown them to friends. They had imagined themselves inside that room on nights when the savings felt slow and the trip felt far away. The window in their actual cabin faced the ocean partially. A lifeboat mounted to the exterior of the ship directly outside their window occupied the left third of the view. The balcony was functional, but narrow enough that both chairs could not face the water simultaneously. One had to be turned sideways to fit. The soaking tub was there. The marble was not. The bathroom surfaces were a composite material, and the photographs they had studied were taken in a cabin, category for $1,000, above theirs, on a different ship entirely. The living area with the curved sofa and warm lighting existed somewhere on that vessel, just not in their booking. They went to guest services that evening. They were polite. They were specific. They brought screenshots of the listing, photos on their phones, and placed them side by side with what stood in front of them. The agent listened, nodded, and handed them a printed form. Someone would follow up within 48 hours. They were on a 7-night sailing. The follow-up never came. What they didn't know, what almost no passenger knows before they book, is that cruise line cabin photographs are not legally required to represent your specific cabin. They are required only to represent the category. That single word, representative, buried in booking terms that almost nobody reads, is the foundation on which thousands of disappointed vacations are built every single year. It means the image can show a cabin that is newer, larger, and more expensively appointed than anything within your actual price point. It means the view through those floor-to-ceiling windows was photographed on a specific ship, on a specific deck, under conditions that have nothing to do with where you will sleep. The cruise line is not deceiving you in any way a court would recognize. They are simply showing you the best version of a category and letting your imagination close the gap. Here is something most passengers never think to check. That cabin they were so excited about, they never looked at what was directly above it or directly below it. On cruise ships, cabin location within the ship matters as much as cabin category. Luxury suites placed directly beneath a nightclub or a pool deck don't just have noise issues at night. They have them every night from the moment the music starts until well past midnight. Cabins positioned near the engine room carry a low, constant vibration that you feel in your feet, in your mattress, in the walls. These are not rare exceptions. They are documented on the same deck plan websites that show obstruction ratings, and they are priced identically to cabins where none of those issues exist. Nobody at the cruise line will tell you this during booking. It is not in their interest to do so. The age of the ship adds another layer. The vessel they sailed on was 14 years old. The luxury suite photographs on the booking page were taken on the newest ship in the fleet, a ship that launched 2 years ago, with fully renovated interiors, new furniture, updated fixtures, and the kind of finishes that justify the word luxury without apology. What they got was a cabin that had been refreshed once 5 years prior, with materials that had since aged in ways the photos did not show. The carpet had a smell that cleaning couldn't fully reach. The balcony railing had rust spots along the base. The rainfall shower had water pressure issues that maintenance acknowledged but could not fix. Mid-voyage, it felt off. It looked tired, and nothing in the booking process had given them any reason to expect it. There is also a booking category that sounds like protection but functions as a trap. It's called a guaranteed cabin, sometimes listed as a GTY booking. The cruise line assigns your specific cabin after you pay, which means you have no ability to check the deck plan, no ability to review your exact location, and no recourse if the assignment turns out to be obstructed, noisy, or poorly positioned. Cruise lines use this category to fill the least desirable cabins in each tier. Passengers choose it because it sometimes comes at a slight discount. It rarely ends well. On his second night, sitting on that narrow balcony with one chair turned toward the wall, he pulled out his phone and searched the ship's deck plan. He found the obstruction marker in under a minute. He found the nightclub 2 decks above them. He found the age of the ship, the year of the last refit, the reviews from passengers who had been in their exact cabin, number on previous sailings. All of it was there. It had always been there. They simply hadn't known to look, because everyone who could have told them had a financial reason not to. The included amenities completed the picture. Priority embarkation, valid only at select home ports. Theirs was not one of them. Specialty dining credits expired after night 3. They found out on night 4 when a waiter set down a bill without explanation. The welcome champagne was a non-alcoholic sparkling wine, warm on the desk with the clarification in the smallest available font, and the exclusive luxury guest experiences referenced in their confirmation were sales, presentations for future cruises, held in a venue with better lighting than anywhere else on the ship. By day 3, they had stopped fighting, not because they had forgiven what happened, but because they had 4 nights left and a decision to make about how to spend them. That choice, the quiet, exhausted decision to absorb the loss and protect what remains of the vacation, is something the cruise industry has studied and planned for. The complaint process on a cruise ship is not designed to resolve your issue. It is designed to outlast your willingness to pursue it. They came home with a final bill of just under $15,000, $12 for the cabin, nearly 3 more in spending. They hadn't planned Wi-Fi that charged per device. Shore excursions booked through the ship at a markup. Specialty dinners chosen because the included options felt like an afterthought. Every one of those moments had been engineered. The limited complimentary choices, the premium alternatives placed exactly where frustration peaks. The exclusive offers arriving at the cabin door at precisely the moment a guest feels most deserving of something better. It wasn't bad luck. It was architecture. So before you confirm any booking, get your exact cabin number in writing and pull the deck plan for that specific ship. Check what is directly above you, directly below you, and directly outside your window. Look up the year the ship launched and the year of its last full refit. Never book a guaranteed cabin if location matters to you. Read every included amenity against its complete terms. And understand that the financial pressure you feel before boarding does not stop when you step onto that ship. It intensifies. You saved for this. You planned for this. You stood at that door full of everything you had worked toward. Make sure what's on the other side is actually worth opening it for.